Professor Franks, let me ask you, I listened to your and Ms. Hemingway's testimony and Professor Turley's, so I got part of it. As I understand it, your position, Professor Franks, is that, I think you used the word myth. It is a myth that the Biden administration used government to compel speech, private speech, but that the Trump administration is doing that. Is that a fair characterization?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Do you think perhaps you're allowing your personal political beliefs to affect your objectivity here?
No, I do not. What is guiding my answers here is that I'm looking to see what the Supreme Court has said. You notice that in the testimony about the censorship industrial complex.
I got that part.
I just
want
to
that part.
clarify.
No, but I've only got 5 minutes. Your answer is no, as I appreciate it. Let me ask you a couple questions. You wrote a law review article in December of 2023 for the New York University Law Review, and it was about the two cases, Bruin, Supreme Court case, and Dobbs. Remember that article?
Yes, I do.
Okay. In this article, you said, I'm going to quote your words, "Taken together, these two cases demonstrate that the Supreme Court has embraced the use of the Constitution as a tool of racial patriarchy," end quote. Did you say that?
Yes.
Okay. And then you went on to say, quote, "When the Supreme Court declares that there is a constitutional right to armed self-defense in public, it openly embraces and promotes a culture that privileges white men's ability to terrorize and kill those that they perceive as threats," close quote. Did I read that correctly?
I believe so. Thank you for reading.
Okay. And did you also say in that article, I'm going to quote again, quote, "by simultaneously expanding white men's right to kill and constricting women's right not to die, this Supreme Court," referring to the current United States Supreme Court, "has turned the Constitution into a homicide pact as well," close quote. Did you write that?
That sounds like me.
Okay. In November of 2024, you tweet, don't you?
I'm not sure what the current terminology is for it, but yes, I am sometimes on the social platform that was formerly known as Twitter.
Yeah, you're on a lot, aren't you?
I'm not sure what the relevance of that is.
You're trying to be provocative on there, don't you?
Again, I'm not sure what the relevance
Well,
of this question is.
let me show you the relevance. On November 7th, 2024, from your tweet, here's one of your tweets at 2:41 p.m., quote, "The majority of Americans hate women. The majority of Americans hate women more than they love anything, including democracy," close quote. Did I read that correctly?
I am not sure what this has to do with the subject matter of this
Did
hearing.
you say it?
I do not have those words in front of me. I probably said something along those lines, but
Yeah,
what is
you
the
said it.
relevance of
Here
that
it
to
is,
this
big as
hearing?
Dallas, right there.
Yes.
But your political beliefs don't impact your feelings about President Biden or President Trump.
I don't have feelings about either of them. What I have
Sounds
is
to me like your favorite feeling is anger. Let me ask you this. You issued another tweet. This was in May of 2022. You've just been tweeting up a storm. You said, quote, "There's a reason why the conservative-dominated Supreme Court thinks the Constitution does not contain a right to an abortion, but is convinced that it contains an individual right to possess firearms. And that reason is white male supremacy," close quote. Did I read that correctly?
Is there a question in this?
Did I read that correctly? That's
Is there
my
a question that is relevant to this hearing?
Did I read that correctly? Do you really think that the United States Supreme Court, you're an officer of the court, is guided by white male supremacy?
I believe that the First Amendment prohibits the president
Did you
and other
say
state
that?
officials for punishing people for
Did
their
you honestly say that, Professor?
I
And you
believe
expect us,
that the First
as a
Amendment,
Democratic witness, to take you seriously? Are you kidding me?
I believe that you should take
You
the First
heard of
Amendment
curb your
seriously, sir.
enthusiasm? Here's my saying, curb my nausea.
I
Thank you.
believe that you should take the First
Time has
Amendment
expired. Thank
seriously.
you. Senator Durbin.
Here is what the media won't tell you. Kennedy came to that hearing with a file, an NYU Law Review article, a stack of tweets, and one simple question he asked at the beginning and never stopped asking. Do you think your personal political beliefs are affecting your objectivity? Franks said no. Kennedy spent the next 5 minutes proving otherwise. First, the racial patriarchy claim. Kennedy quoted from a December 2023 article Franks wrote in the New York University Law Review about the Supreme Court's Bruin and Dobbs decisions. She wrote that taken together, those two cases demonstrate the Supreme Court has embraced the use of the Constitution as a tool of racial patriarchy. Kennedy asked if she said that. She confirmed it. Second, the white men's right to kill. Kennedy kept reading from the same article. When the Supreme Court declares there is a constitutional right to armed self-defense in public, it openly embraces and promotes a culture that privileges white men's ability to terrorize and kill those they perceive as threats. Kennedy asked if he read that correctly. She confirmed it. Third, the Homicide Pact. Kennedy continued. By simultaneously expanding white men's right to kill and constricting women's right not to die, this Supreme Court has turned the Constitution into a homicide pact as well. Kennedy asked if she wrote that. Her response became the moment the whole country is now talking about. That sounds like me. Kennedy moved to her tweets. He asked if she tried to be provocative on social media. She asked about the relevance. He told her he was about to show her. November 7, 2024 at 2:41 in the afternoon. The majority of Americans hate women. The majority of Americans hate women more than they love anything, including democracy. Kennedy asked if he read it correctly. She said she probably said something along those lines. She asked what the relevance was. Kennedy looked at her and delivered the line that ended the exchange. As big as Dallas right there. He then asked if her political beliefs affected her objectivity. She maintained they did not. Kennedy reminded her she was claiming to be a neutral